make something to live in life, not to. He makes me like this. He makes. It's alles scheiß egal. This is the 3 words he says to me. This is the same thing for everybody. I came back to him, and I told Leone, maybe it has nothing to do.
And we told them that they are going to die, and they ask us anything to eat. Well, we brought them whatever we had, and they ate plenty.
I told him, come on. He begins to ask me, how long will take? You understand this? How long will take if I will suffer? How comes? How will be? Surely I cannot tell him you will suffer or you will make like this.
We told him where to go to die fast, where the gas will coming down, so they can they don't have to suffer. You know, if you go on the corner, it takes 4 or 5 minutes to die instead of 2 minutes.
I told him, you will not feel nothing. You are the last one. It was really the last one. And was near the door, and I didn't know how to say to him, bye or what. He's going inside, close the door. The German.
They put him up with the elevator. We saw him dead. We put him in. We put him in the oven. But what we did for him was we cleaned the oven for the rest of the ashes over there, and we got his ashes and Baruch and his ashes. We put him in a can, in a container, and we took him out in a place over there, and we bury him over there, and we read the Kaddish. I don't know how they saying. It's a kind of a prayer for dead people.
Back in their Krakow hotel, taking strength from each other, they are able to share these memories.
Listen, when we were working at the crematorium, remember in the beginning, we were taking the dead bodies and putting down on the floor, not to hit his head, and so on, and we were so afraid. And then we became...
From a different world, you know, we came from a different world, and little by little, you know, we became
animals too.
But the time for reflection is nearly over. Tomorrow morning, for the first time together, they will return to Auschwitz. For the three, Auschwitz and its adjoining death camp here at Birkenau was not just a place of imprisonment, but the place where their parents, brothers and sisters, uncles and aunts had died. So many had passed this way to perish in the gas chambers at the end of the line.
We are, all 3 of us,
I can't believe
the first time, my brother, Morris, and you, Dario.
I can't believe it.
Don't say. You have now to think that we are alive, and so you don't believe. You can understand the other people; they cannot believe anymore. Okay, you have to be strong enough, and come on board. Come with me. Come. I am the youngster, and I don't think to be stronger than you, but you must be strong because. Otherwise, it's finished the life for us.
The deeper they venture into this place, the more vivid the memories, the more powerful the emotions.
My feeling was always when I came around here that it's like a virus, and it's dormant. And here, coming back from here, that virus, you know, gets up again, and the feeling is that
I can't believe it that really I'm alive, going through again, through these gates. It reminds me again how we lost everybody just going through these gates.
What is left of Birkenau fails to convey the sheer size and scale of the death camp. This is how it looked when Dario, Morris and Shlomo arrived in the spring of 1944. 160,000 people were held here, most employed as slave labor. The rail lines running to the very entrance of the gas chambers, where at the height of the camp's murderous efficiency, they were being put to death at the rate of 12,000 a day. There is little left of the gas chambers and their crematoria. They were destroyed by the Germans in the closing months of the war. For all three of them, this was their place of work for the 10 months they spent at Birkenau. Crematorium number 2. It was a vehicle marked with a red cross that brought the gas canisters to the chamber, and the fires burnt night and day. But Shlomo can still make sense of it all, walking down the steps where tens of thousands once passed into the underground dressing room. Last stop before the gas chamber.
Then they come inside, the mothers help the kids to undress, and they put everything in the hangers with the numbers. And then you have, I remember the faces of those people. They didn't know where they are. They see something, they don't understand what's happened, what will be. And the Germans, they said that this is the shower, to go to take a shower, and then everybody will come back and will find the number. They have to remember the number. You will find your addresses and something like this. And so, and then if the people, they have to do it rush, you know, and to go inside, which is the door was the entrance, not direct in the gas chamber, the showers, but a little, like a little room, which was on the left side a door which enters to the, let me see, showers. This was the showers, but no water in the showers. And the women and the kids, they entered first of all. They wait under the shower, and the water is never come. And so they begin to see other people coming inside until was full. I mean, after the half, this gas camera, they begin to think about what's happened. The water is not coming. What shall we do here? Maybe something not correct, something like this. And they wanted to come from there, to come back here, but in the door were two SS men, and they beat the people to send it back. So in between there are coming more people from the undressing room, coming, and one pushed the other. So, and then they begin to understand what was here. The other SS men outside, he closed the door, and all the people, all the transport were inside. And after, sometimes they wait 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it depends. He opens like this, the cement, you see here. He opens, and we help him to open it, because alone he cannot do it. It was very heavy. We were two, sometimes I was also in this place. And he opens the box of the gas, and he puts inside, and then we close again the little part of this place, and the SS man is going away. After 8 or 10 minutes, everybody was died inside.
The gas chamber, as I understand that, is after they were coming in.
For Morris and Dario, it is also confusing.
They were going.
Maybe from this place.
They're trying to make sense of the geography of the place,
They were down.
finding their way in a landscape they'd spent decades trying to forget.
Anyhow, the railroad station was up to there.
I never spoke, really. This is the first time I am speaking about it. And one day, they brought also 3 little guys, maybe 2 months, 3 months, something like this.
Babies?
Babies alone, babies, without the mother.
Who brought them in? With the mother. They were with the mother. Yeah.
They brought it
Yeah,
here
as
with,
usual, yeah.
with a truck, with a car.
Yeah.
This tall German one, it says, was the
These
worst
all
here.
animals say it.
Yes. He takes the carabine. I had to take the 3. First, he tries with 2. One day, 2. With one shot, he kills 2 together, one after the other. He comes from here, comes out here,
Right.
goes inside, and he wants to try with 3 to save 1 bullet, you know. So I take 3 together. And the babies, they stay not so they fall, one the head here, one the head there. They have to take to be
straight.
And he shots 1, he kills 2.
Yeah.
And the third one makes something here, but he
didn't die.
He didn't. And put it down. The first 2 were died.
Yeah.
The third one begins to make ga ga
Crying, yeah.
ga, and I saw the blood coming out. And I told the German, in German I told him, warum schießen Sie nicht? Auch die Kleine soll fertig sein, soll sterben. It means to shot to make finish, to die.
To finish them.
He says to me, I have not to...
More bullets.
No, I don't want to
spend the bullet.
To spend another bullet, and the twist come all blood from there slowly.
And he's going to die.
I
Jesus.
never. No. This is terrible. I never said these things.
The memorial to those hundreds of thousands who died just a few feet from here is a stark, almost brutal pile of stone. All 3 want to remember their parents, their brothers and sisters who died by something more meaningful. And it is Shlomo who has held them together in this return to Auschwitz, who leads them in the Kaddish, the Jewish prayer for the dead.
Okay. No. E non me lo devi farmi solo da chiaro, perché...
No, ik had Shemera.
Kadal Shemera Abba, Alma de Bilotora, Makute, Bechai Chol, Amen. Val Kol Israel, Vimru Amen, Amen. Ose Shalom, Abraham,
Ose Shalom, Abraham. Val Kol Israel, Vimru Amen.
Val Kol Israel, Vimru Amen. You wanted to do this, and then
I can, Shlomo, I can. This is my family.
Hey.
Yeah.
Ale. Ah. Okay. Ay, Morito. Yes, Dario. I am little brother, and I have to... Yeah. Okay. They killed them?
42 years old mother, they killed them. 12 years old sister, 9 years old sister, and then the uncles, brother. That's the first candle in 60 years.
I put the candles for you too, for you and for me.
The wrought iron inscription over the main gate into Auschwitz reads, Arbeit macht frei. Work makes you free.
It makes me a very, very big impression to see this, the Arbeit macht frei.
But it was a cruel promise to the hundreds of thousands of prisoners who had no chance of survival.
as we told
The
before.
concentration camp band played
arrived
stirring
here with
military marches as the slave laborers staggered out of the main gate for another day of work.
To me, this was the camouflage of the camp.
this
In
is-
one side music, at the other side they were killing us.
Dario, Morris and Shlomo spent nearly a month confined to these barracks before being transferred to work in the crematoria at nearby Birkenau. The extermination factory here survived intact. A much smaller version of the gas chambers where the three worked.
This was the gas chamber. All, you see, you have another one, the hole where they put the gas inside.
And I don't remember, but now did we some kind of pipes looking like a shower or not? I don't remember that.
There were four showers. There were four showers
They
all
were
around.
for,
Yeah.
exactly for showers. But in
Or
the
looking
middle,
like a shower.
yes, like a shower.
Not over here.
No, here it was like this, no shower. This was for gas.
Yeah,
yes.
for gas. But how many people over here?
300, 400, it depends, 500, it depends
Or
how,
big enough?
yes.
For Morris, his presence here brought back more memories. The day he discovered a child alive in the chamber.
So when we opened the doors, we heard a baby crying, like a miracle. We started to take over the dead people from there to see where is the baby crying. And we saw a baby on top of the dead bodies. Maybe his mother, I guess, when she was dying, he took the baby and she put him up, you know. And then he was right on top of the dead bodies, that kid. And somebody of us called the German. We said, the baby. The German didn't care about it. Went over there, one shot, and that's it. One shot in the head, the baby was dying.
In an adjoining room, the ovens that disposed of the dead, exactly the same as they all used at Birkenau.
You see? When you push with this inside,
with it.
you're coming down
Yeah, the body was going right away
here,
in here, yeah.
right away from
I
here.
think,
and then
yeah,
down.
I think they were putting the body over here and with this pushing in.
Yes.
The administration center of Auschwitz has now been turned into a museum. Behind the glass, some of the possessions of the 1.1 million people who died here. Hundreds of people visit Auschwitz every day. Few get to meet those who once worked here.
This is Dario, my cousin, and this is my brother Shlomo.
Every one of us,
Every one of us, they
There's
got
a
the
number.
number. The number.
you see the number, this is our number.
That was in Birkenau.
How old are you now? I'm 77.
I'm 78.
76.
76, 77, 78. We were at the time about 22, 23 years old.
I was 19, 20 in that time.
Right.
It was
And there is a change in Morris. Earlier so traumatized by it all, today he finds the strength to lead the group.
They're going to kill us.
But then all of you were civilian or prisoner of war?
No, civilian. We're Jewish.
Jewish and
Jewish. We're Jewish people from Greece. We're Jewish from Greece. They took us from Salonika and Athens and some islands too. In my old country, where I born, we were living in a Jewish community, 65,000 people. From the 65,000, they came back only 1.5%.
The trip back to Auschwitz had changed them all. It was a reunion they had all feared, but one which they had survived with each other's help. But they have now to deal with uncomfortable questions. Looking back, did they feel a sense of shame for the work they were forced to carry out as Sonderkommandos?
And seeing this mass of people coming in and out day after day, you know, and get butchered and gassed and going, and we were doing the work. How can you have a peace of mind? It's
very, very tough. No matter our appearances are, you know, inside of us there's somebody else.
By early 1945, with the Russians advancing on Auschwitz, the Germans cleared the camp of its 60,000 inmates. It was the start of a long death march towards the German border. Those too weak to keep up were shot where they lay in the snow.
The marching, I remember, was day and night, all night long, and there were people that couldn't walk. The army was behind us, and they were shooting them if you couldn't walk. So I walk and we walk, and was very, very cold. And I said to myself, oh, beautiful Athens, you know, with the sunshine. And could you imagine that I start sweating? That is, I think, the mind. And I couldn't believe it.
Those who survived the march were loaded onto trains heading for Germany. On board the open-top freight cars, there was not enough room for all to shelter. Dressed in cotton clothes in sub-zero temperatures, those forced to stand would freeze to death before the night was over. And it was here that Morris discovered how Auschwitz had changed him.
You want to know something? What we did care about, because it was your life, your death, my life. Over there we were about 4 or 5 Greek people sitting in the corner of the wagon with a kind of blanket on top of our heads because it was snowing, it was so cold. So there were so many people in one wagon. If you would get up, you could sit down anymore because you wouldn't find the place anymore. So much. I remember one guy who came over there, and he was a German, but a prisoner. And he had a sack on his shoulder. And he came over there. He wanted to sit. He couldn't stand no more up. He said, I got some cigarettes if you let me sit down. I'm a smoker. I was given many times my bread to have a couple of cigarettes. Where are them? Where are them? I don't. He didn't get me. Not even a pack of cigarettes, 4 or 5 cigarettes. So I got up and he sit down. The cigarette was gone in 30 minutes. No, I want to sit down. Why should I? We got him by his head, you know. We suffocated them and then threw it out of the wagon. We killed him and threw him out of the train. Was a German anyway.
Morris and Shlomo Venezia and Dario Gabai were finally liberated in April 1945 as the concentration camps in Germany were overrun by the Americans. It had been exactly a year since they'd been transported from Greece to the camps. Dario weighed less than 100 pounds when he was set free. Out of 1,200 Sonderkommandos, less than 90 had survived the war. Today, Morris spends most of his time at his home near Salonika in northern Greece. He had arrived back from Poland the night before, still deeply affected by what he had seen. This evening, Morris is to be guest of honor at a welcome home party. 20 friends gather in his garden to toast his safe return. But his heart isn't in it. And as it turns out, this was not a visit he would ever repeat.
No, I will never go back again. I will never go back again because it was a very bad experience. I won't go over there for $1 million anymore because it makes me feel so bad, and to bring back my memories from so many years ago,
And the party goes on without him. Morris spends most of the evening alone with his thoughts. Shlomo came back to his apartment on the south side of Rome, more determined than ever to return to Auschwitz.
I have to come back again. I live in Rome, as you know, and I see every day it's worse and worse because there are so many things written in the walls, Judenraus or something, swastik, I don't know what it says. And it's important because the students, it's not written nothing in the books, history books in the school, it's not written nothing about the war, 45. And so they have to learn what was happening this time.
I am very glad that I went this time because at that point we are telling to the world that we are the only eyewitnesses to the final solution of the Jewish people. And I don't think anybody else could be telling the story.
Our wounded souls will die with it. You can never forget these things.
Back in Poland, before they went their different ways, Dario, Morris and Shlomo had one last duty to perform, gathering on the banks of the Vistula River. For all of them, this had a special poignancy. It was here that the Germans dumped the ashes of those burnt in the ovens. It is as close as they could get to the final resting place of their brothers and sisters and parents.
Let's have a minute of silence for our families. They are right here.